Hey guys, welcome back to the Commissioners. We've had a long time since we've had our last show. It's been about almost 2 months, so we're really excited to bring you the stuff that we have for you today. Today we're going to be recapping the stats of the season, giving you our top 5 plays of the season. We're going to be giving you a little Super Bowl preview, and also we're going to give you Super Bowl essentials, things that you need for the Super Bowl in order to have a good Super Bowl party. So we're going to get right into it with the top 5 plays of the season. Now, these top 5 plays, it was hard to pick because there were so many good plays in this season, but, you know, not every play could make the list. So coming in at number 5, I have the Falcons and the Chiefs coming from Week 13. We have an Eric Berry pick right here, pick 6. Coming back for 100 yards, and this would ultimately win the game for the Chiefs. I guess it wasn't a good idea for the Falcons to go to for the 2-point conversion on this one. I also think this play is significant because this was a win against one of the Super Bowl teams for the Chiefs, so this was a big play.
All right, my number 5, Shea McClellin hops the line and blocks Justin Tucker's kick. This is an important play for a number of reasons. One, the Ravens were supposed to be a big challenge to the Patriots in the AFC. And the Patriots showed that that was not the case. Number 2, Jamie Collins used to do this for the Patriots. He used to hop over the line, and he got traded, and it just goes to show how, you know, the next man up philosophy for the Patriots and how whoever they have, they do well with.
Coming in at number 4 for me, we have the Colts and Chargers from Week 3. We have Andrew Luck going to T.Y. Hilton for a great catch and a great touchdown for 63 yards. You know, the Colts had a really rough season. This was probably their top play of the season, or one of their top plays. I thought it was really impressive because T.Y. did a nice spin and ran into the end zone. Big things are to come for T.Y. Hilton and Andrew Luck going into next season. They're a good combo.
My number 4, 4th and 1, Eli Manning hits Odell Beckham Jr. on a slant for a game-winning touchdown against the Ravens. This shows Odell's unbelievable speed. He outran all of the secondary for the Ravens, and he had an absolutely amazing year, except for the divisional round game, which he decided it would be cool to smoke drugs on a boat before the game, which was not the best idea, and he didn't perform well, but this was an amazing play for a great receiver.
Coming in at number 3 for me, we have the Bengals and Browns from Week 7. You know, when we were back picking this game, we knew who was going to win, and it really showed. Both times when the Bengals and Browns played this season. This was their first meeting. Andy Dalton threw a huge Hail Mary at the end of the half to A.J. Green for 48 yards. A.J. Green had 3 defenders around him, and he still managed to get this catch. Even though A.J. Green had a rough season, you know, this was one of his top plays. I think it deserved to go on the top 5. It was a really impressive play, in my opinion, and hopefully better things are to come for the Bengals going into next season.
My number 3 play comes from the NFC Championship. Same kind of play as the Odell play, just a slant route to Julio Jones, and he shakes off Packers defender and outruns the other one. No one in the NFL has a combination of size and speed like Julio Jones does. We're going to see him on Sunday. I don't think he'll do very well, but he's had an unbelievable year, and I think he is definitely the best receiver in the league.
So next we have the Week 16 matchup between the Steelers and Ravens. This was for the division, and Antonio Brown goes out here and extends over into the end zone and fights his way and gets the game-winning touchdown. And this was a huge play because it won the Steelers the division, and it also kicked the Ravens out of the playoffs. So, you know, this was such a significant play, one of the biggest plays of the season in my opinion, and that's why it deserves to go number 2.
My number 2 play, AFC Championship. Pat showing a little trickeration, flea flicker, Brady to Chris Hogan, Penn State lacrosse. Just a great play, shows that the Patriots always have something up their sleeve come playoff time. And they're on to the Super Bowl, they're on to Houston, and just a great year for the Patriots. They're about to get their 5th Super Bowl.
Coming in at my number 1 play, we have the wild card weekend matchup between the Giants and Packers. We have Aaron Rodgers throwing up a Hail Mary to Randall Cobb. He was able to keep his feet in. Aaron Rodgers was on fire this game. He was able to throw it over the whole Giants defense on this one. You know, this was the play that really was the momentum changer for the Packers. before this he was shut down, but after that he was able to defeat the Giants and go on to defeat the Cowboys. And even though they lost to the Falcons, they had a very good playoff run, and I thought that was the top play of the season so far.
All right, my top play is Aaron Rodgers scrambles out against the Cowboys divisional round, 3rd and 20. He finds his tight end on the sideline to set up a game-winning field goal, and this play is a play that only Aaron Rodgers can make. There's no one else who has the ability to scramble and the accuracy to make a throw on the dot 30 yards down the field to set up a game-winning field goal. Just goes to show how great Aaron Rodgers is, but unfortunately he's a regular season hero, postseason zero, because he couldn't get past the Falcons. So he's a great player, but ultimately couldn't get it done this year.
So that was our top 5 plays of the season. Next, we're going to take you into our Super Bowl preview segment of the show. We're going to first talk about Super Bowl essentials, things to make a successful Super Bowl party. You got to have a comfortable couch. You got to have a nice, comfy couch. You got to have a big TV. A nice HD flat screen. That's what we're going to have in our room, sort of. You're going to have to order wings. Wings are essential to a successful Super Bowl party. You need wings. Like wings, without wings, you don't have a successful Super Bowl party. So order wings. You're gonna need jerseys. If your team's in it. If your team's not in it, I don't know. But there's 2 big fan bases out here, especially around here in New England. You got the Patriots fans. You guys got to bring out your jerseys and support your team. You can't just be like, oh, go Patriots, and just wear like nothing. You got to go all out. You also, if you're doing betting on the game, me and Sean last year, we bet on, for example, who would get the coin flip at the halftime show, what song would be sung first, interesting stuff like that. And we bet on stats. So you got to have your laptop out, because a lot of people do betting during Super Bowl parties, and you got to, that makes it the most fun when you're betting and saying like, oh, is this doing well? Is that doing well? I gained a little bit of money last year because of doing that. Also, you got to wear comfy clothes. If you're not supporting your team, don't be dressed in a shirt and tie watching the game. I don't know why you would, but I'm just putting it out there right now. Don't do that, because that's uncomfortable. So that's the way to have a successful Super Bowl party.
My Super Bowl essentials aren't necessarily material things like what Trey was talking about. They're more kind of concepts or people. One of them is someone who doesn't know football, so you can make fun of them. So it's always fun to have someone who is just watching a Super Bowl because it's a social norm that everyone does, and you can let them know about all the things they don't know about football, which is super fun and it makes us feel better. Number 2, commercial guy. So this is a guy who always reminds you that the Super Bowl commercials are great. So when you think of looking down at your phone during a commercial, this guy will tell you that you have to look at the screen because the commercials are the best thing ever. Number 3, buffalo chicken dip. I know everyone talks about wings, but buffalo chicken dip is, I think, by far the best food. A lot of people hype up buffalo chicken dip, but I think it does live up to its hype. I think it's a great dip. You need a dip for a Super Bowl party, so that buffalo chicken dip, gotta have it. You also need 1 fan from each team. So this way, it's kind of hard in the Northeast to find a Falcons fan. Maybe someone here is from Atlanta. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find them. But it's always fun to see the heartbreak of one person. That's what I personally enjoy, to see people very sad. And then the last one is a Patriots victory.
That takes us into our next segment on our Super Bowl pick. And me and Sean usually don't agree on a lot of stuff, and that's the reason I'm going to have to go with the Falcons in this one. That's my big pick for the Super Bowl. The reason why is because the Falcons defense has really stepped it up lately. In their first 10 games, they were 6-4, and they allowed an average of 32 points per game. And in their final 8 games, they were 7-1 and allowed an average of 20.5 points per game. And that's a big stretch. That makes the difference between winning and losing a game in football. They've really picked it up. As you saw in the NFC Championship, if you watched that, they shut down the Packers offense, who was very potent at the end of the regular season and going into the playoffs. Because you already know that the Falcons' offense is very powerful, so now that their defense is clicking, I think they have enough to be able to do it. Also, that's on the defensive side. On the offensive side, the Falcons have produced one of the most impressive offensive seasons in NFL history. they were able to produce 540 points this season, which is the tied for the 8th most in NFL history. So that's a very impressive stat on their offensive side. And also, the Falcons reached the red zone in 35.2% of their drives this season, which is 7 most in this century. So I think that they have the keys to be able to get it done against the Patriots. The Patriots were a very impressive team this season, but I think that this is going to be the Patriots' downfall. I think the Falcons have enough. They're clicking at the right time of the year to be able to get the Super Bowl win.
Yeah, you brought up some great points about the Falcons, Trey, but you didn't really say anything bad about the Patriots, and that's because there's really nothing bad to say about the Patriots. They're the best team in the league. I think they're going to beat the Falcons. My score prediction is 31-16. Every time the Patriots play, a team that they haven't played in a while, they throw things at them that they've never seen before. It's just the Bill Belichick way. I think as far as a coaching matchup, Belichick is so much better than Dan Quinn. I remember, I think it was last year, Dan Quinn was down 4 with 3 minutes left, kicked a field goal on the opponent's 10-yard line and ended up losing the game by 1. So that's the kind of coach Dan Quinn is. He's a great defensive coordinator. I just don't think he can lead a team to a Super Bowl. I think the Patriots have the clear coaching edge. And yeah, they don't have as many athletes. They never do. But that's how they win. They win from game planning, and they win with number 12, Tom Brady. He's going to have a great game. Falcons defense has been good, but it's nothing that Tom Brady hasn't seen. He's beat the Ravens, he's beat the Broncos, he's beat the Steelers. These are all solid defenses, and I think he shouldn't have a problem. But at the end of the day, it comes down to game planning, and the Patriots are so much better game planners than the Falcons, so I'm going to take the Patriots to win number 5.
It's going to be a good game, guys. Hopefully it won't be a blowout, because we always like close Super Bowls. Our next segment of the show is going to be our MVP prediction for the season, which comes out the day before the Super Bowl on Saturday night. So for my MVP prediction, I'm going to have to pick Matt Ryan. He's had an outstanding season, leading the Falcons to an 11-5 regular season record, and then steamrolling. They've steamrolled through the playoffs under the leadership of him and Julio Jones. But it's too bad they don't pick it after the Super Bowl, because I think that would even help Matt Ryan more if he ended up winning the Super Bowl in his case. But I think he's still a front runner because he had such a monster season. I think he will get over Tom Brady just because Tom Brady's he didn't play a quarter of the season. Matt Ryan has a little more under his belt, so I think that's why you got to give it to him.
I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers for the MVP. I think he's just had his second half of the season has been so amazing, and I'm a big Patriots fan, and I don't think Brady should really win the award. I don't really care if he wins the award. I care if he wins the Super Bowl, and I think he feels the same way. He didn't play. He only played 12 games, so it's hard to really equate that to what he would have done if he played the full season. But Aaron Rodgers' second half, he was on another level. He was unbelievable. He did. Even in the playoffs, he did well, but he ended up falling short in the NFC Championship game. But after he made that quote saying, we're going to run the table, I think they did run the table until the NFC Championship, and he showed that he was an unbelievable quarterback. Not quite on Tom Brady's level, but as far as regular season, heroics, I think he definitely should win the MVP.
And our last segment of the show is going to be our end of the year stats. So you know how every show we did our game picks, our daily game picks, our weekly game picks, and our weekly fantasy perfect lineups. So now I'm going to give you guys the results of the year for both. So first, for the fantasy perfect lineup, the ending score, I had 418, and Sean had 369. So it was a close one all season, good season with
Great
it,
job.
That was very close. Going into the final week, I was only up by 3 points. So I knew that last week was an important one, and I somehow pulled it out. It could have been any of us at that point. So it was a very exciting and close season in that retrospect. We also are going to bring up the game picks. In that, I won 41-39. That one was very close. I was kind of hoping actually that it would be tied going into the Super Bowl so that the Super Bowl pick would be significant, but even if Sean got it right and I got it wrong, I would end up winning by a game. But even so, it was a very close season on that end too. So, you know, you got to work harder for next season, catch up, you know. But overall, it was a great season. It was great presenting our fantasy football knowledge to you guys, our fantasy football advice. And we'll be back next year. But also, we're going to be bringing you March Madness and NBA in the weeks to come. So don't think we're done. We're just starting, actually. So thank you guys, and there's lots more to come.
Yep, and you know, I wish I would have won those 2 categories, but I'm more of a Super Bowl rings guy than fantasy football guy. So just want to put that out there. Yeah. 5 rings.
It's going to be a close one. I think that you know, I think that the Patriots and Falcons is going to be one of the more intriguing Super Bowls. Last year it was a blowout. The year before was a great one between the Patriots and Seahawks, but I think this is going to be another historical Super Bowl. I think this is going to come down to the fourth quarter. It's going to come down to the final minutes, last play. We're going to see who has more heart and fire and who can get through and produce a Super Bowl ring for their city. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment of the Commissioners, the Super Bowl pregame or Super Bowl preview show, and I hope all of you watch the Super Bowl and listen to our Super Bowl essentials when you're having your Super Bowl parties, if you have one. We'll see you guys next week for NBA Talk. I hope you guys are ready for that. Go Broncos.
Go Patriots.